When people talk about the very beginning of pregnancy, the conversation almost always centers around the positive pregnancy test. The happy tears, the immediate excitement, the rush of imagining a future. Yet almost nobody talks about the silence that immediately follows, the long, drawn-out wait before the very first medical appointment. You go from the definitive certainty of seeing those two pink lines to entering a period where everything becomes entirely uncertain. The immediate aftermath of a positive test pairs the initial joy with an unanchored, invisible reality where time seems to freeze. At this stage, there's no bump. You can't feel any kicks, no ultrasound photo on the fridge, or a heartbeat to hear. This diagram shows the literal gap between the positive test and the first ultrasound. Your brain knows your entire world is changing internally, but you get zero tangible feedback to validate it. This prolonged lack of physical proof forces your mind to navigate this emotional void completely on its own, without any medical reassurance. Until that first medical appointment, pregnancy functions as an invisible condition. You are left carrying the reality of it entirely inside your head. You find yourself living in a dual reality. You have to navigate your mundane daily routines while harboring a massive internal secret. You still get up, go to work, answer casual emails, and sit in meetings. To your coworkers and friends, you appear completely unchanged, but inside your head, relentless questions and thoughts about the pregnancy dominate every single waking second. Managing these two separate realities without being able to share the news creates a deep, unacknowledged sense of emotional isolation. Early pregnancy anxiety is heavily compounded by this forced daily performance. You end up feeling alone, even when you're standing in a crowded room. Without any medical confirmation to anchor onto, your brain's survival instinct kicks in. It starts hyper-fixating on daily physical symptoms, searching for any scrap of certainty. This flowchart illustrates the symptom spiral. You feel a cramp and panic spikes. Then morning nausea disappears and you become suspicious. Biologically, early pregnancy symptoms are inherently unstable. They naturally come and go without signaling a problem. But logic consistently loses against fear during this period, keeping the anxiety loop spinning day after day. Checking your symptoms every hour isn't actually about biology. It is a desperate psychological search for control within a deeply uncontrollable weight. To fill that gap of certainty, you might spend hours reading pregnancy forums, scrolling through apps, and comparing every minor twitch with strangers online. Trying to crowdsource this data almost always backfires. Every single pregnancy is unique, so external comparisons only generate contradictory evidence. Attempting to find a definitive answer in a period defined by uncertainty only accelerates your emotional exhaustion and feeds the echo chamber in your head. Often, women experience a secondary layer of guilt over this anxiety, a belief that worrying somehow makes you negative or bad at being pregnant. There is a direct correlation between emotional investment and the fear of loss. This anxiety is a logical byproduct of early attachment. Even before the ultrasound, this tiny possibility matters deeply, making the fear of losing it equally powerful. The intensity of the worry reflects the scale of the investment you've already made. When you are waiting for answers, time distorts. A span of 3 days stretches out to feel like 3 months. The first ultrasound serves as a moment of emotional confirmation, the point where you can finally exhale. Despite the feeling that you are completely frozen in place, the biological clock is steadily and quietly moving forward toward that appointment. This isolating wait eventually passes, becoming the very beginning of a story quietly understood and shared by mothers everywhere.